XR500. It's a purpose-built gaming router. I'm sure, as you know, moving into the gaming router space, we wanted to make sure that it was authentic and that we were actually addressing the needs that gamers have.
Okay.
We launched the Nighthawk line in 2014, and then in late 2016, early 2017, we began the plans for the pro gaming line. We understood that there were specific needs that gamers and streamers had that were not being addressed with the current hardware or with the current software in many cases. There's a lot of features in any router that you get, but it's really complicated to use them. And so we had the best-in-class hardware, we needed the best-in-class software, so we partnered with Netgear, who had already created the Duma operating system for their R1 router. We married that with our best-in-class hardware, and we developed the pro gaming line. So 3 months ago, we launched the XR700. This is
So it's in market now?
It's in market now. It's in many channels. We're moving regionally at this point, expanding very, very quickly. So this is $499 US. This is $299 US. Biggest differences in the price range is that you have a quad-core processor, you have a dual-core processor. This is 802.11ac dual band. This is 802.11ac and 802.11ad tri-band. So the AD is that 60 gigahertz. If you're in the room, you've got a 60 gigahertz client, you're not going to get faster speeds. It's wired speeds from a wireless device. It also has a 10 gig SFP LAN port, right? So if you have a network detached storage, if you've got a 10 gig switch, as multi-gig starts moving into homes these days, it's important to start moving into that ecosystem. So we introduced that on the XR700 as well. So this is the hardware, fantastic stuff. It's the software, though, like I said, that really makes it a gaming router. And so this is what we're looking at. This is the Duma OS dashboard, which you've already seen and spoken about. We have a couple of really cool updates. Since you've already reviewed this, you already know about this, I'll just skip to the cool, newest, coolest, latest stuff. And that's going to be one, your Geofilter. So
that's based for pings.
Yep.
So based on the game or whatever.
Exactly. You can set your geographical location on where you want to connect your gameplay. Meaning, if I only want to play if I'm a gamer in Australia, I don't want to connect to a server in Chicago. I want to connect to the Australian server.
Okay.
Right. So what I would do is I would create this geographical circle around that region, and I will only connect to peers or servers within that region.
Right.
So the latest update is that we took it just beyond this graphical update, and we now offer something called Ping Assist. Ping Assist allows you to choose your players that you're playing against or servers that you're playing against based on your ping. So it's not just the location, but you can say, I only want to play with players who have a ping of less than 40 milliseconds, right? So that's a game changer. Because it's not just based on your region anymore. It could be, you could have both. It's an and/or situation. I could say, I only want to be in Australia, and I only want to play with people who are under 40 milliseconds. Or I could say, just Australia, or just 40 milliseconds. You have options. Again, we're giving the users customizable
pretty cool.
options so that they can actually play better. Again, that's our main goal here. And then the second latest and greatest is something called Hybrid VPN. Nobody has this. This is beautiful. It's fantastic. What Hybrid VPN is you have your standard VPN, which blocks your entire network, right? I've got PIA, private internet access, or hide my ass, something like that. It blocks my entire network, or my computer if I'm in a browser, but then nothing else is protected. So with Hybrid VPN, I can set device level encryption. I can protect one device or one hardware on my network and leave everything else open, or I can choose 2 or 3. I can protect it all. It's up to me. We go beyond just the hardware, though, and we actually jump into software. So we are actually allowing you to block applications on a device with your VPN. So I could say, you know what, I only want my Chrome browser to be on the VPN. Or I only want my game to be on the VPN. It's up to you. Again, it's giving you the options to customize your router for the best possible experience that you can have. So those are the 2 latest and greatest. There's another update that it's more of a just kind of a functional usability update, but I love this personally. You've all seen your standard device manager tree, right? So I've got my router, these are the Wi-Fi bands, I've got the devices that are attached to those Wi-Fi bands, my LAN, my WAN. It's showing me all the devices that are physically connected in a graphical representation. We made it super simple by also opening a table. So now we've introduced the table so I can see the actual devices on each port that is connected to the Ethernet. And then down here I've got the devices table, which is showing me the name, the type, the MAC address, and a ton of other information, including signal strength and frequency. So again, it's allowing you to understand what's happening on your network, not just looking at a big complicated log in your router file that's not going to be helpful. The average user doesn't know how to do that. In fact, even in this room, we made the products, it's complicated to use. But having a dashboard where you can actually change things, and then more importantly, not just how it looks, but with both of these, the hardware and the software, gamers are playing better. They have lower ping. They have faster connections. They can remove and add things and connections on their network with ease. And we're adding more and more game profiles as like Call of Duty Black Ops. So as these new games come out, we are providing our users and our customer and our install base with information on how to use your XR500, how to use your XR700 in the best possible way for these games.
On a per game basis.
On a per game basis. So when you have that, plus you have your VPN of hiding application-specific levels and device-specific levels, you really have a very, very, very powerful machine. Okay. And so I'm super proud. 1 year, we've come a long way. 2018 was definitely a learning experience for us in the gaming space and working with the Overwatch League and working with Blizzard, Activision. 2019 is a growth year for us. It's going to grow. It's going to explode. Esports is huge. So 2 weeks ago, we announced that we're continuing our sponsorship of Seoul Dynasty in the Overwatch League, as well as Gen G's other teams that are championship teams. We also signed NRG Esports in San Francisco. So we now have 2 teams in the Overwatch League, as well as all of their other teams, plus all of our regional teams like Ninjas in Pajamas in Europe, Scars in Japan, Avant Gaming in Australia. So using these professionals, these people who understand that you need the best of the best, and they are using our hardware to get these championships. Because they're able to train better and they're able to train against each other better. So
this is the first one that we have announced already in November and it's already shipping in some of the main retailers. Is the RAX80 or the AX8. It's a 4x4 plus 4x4 dual band AX router. So to talk a little bit more about AX, basically the story is around capacity and how do you bring in better Wi-Fi for dense environments. So, with the IoT, multiple devices, like 50, 60 devices in the home, the normal AC is not going to give you the bandwidth or the speeds that you need. So, that's where the AX is really going to get you. For the bandwidth, the 160 megahertz channel that's available, you can pack more bits for devices. So, you can have your efficient utilization of the bandwidth up to 4x better than you have it in AC. The other key features is that this is a completely new design language that you're bringing in for Nighthawk with the AX. So if you look at it, that's actually the gaming side of it. This is also, we want to keep the same kind of little bit of aggressiveness in it.
Yeah.
But the sticking out all this different types of antennas, 6 or 8 antennas, we thought that that's probably a hindrance to some of the customers.
You said this is a 4x4 antenna?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a
Dual
total
band.
of 8 antennas, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 4 antennas, dual band antennas.
Yeah.
And these antennas are residing on the wings.
Okay.
So when it's actually shipping, it goes in and folds itself.
Okay.
Let me see this side. There you go.
Oh, okay.
This is how it ships, and then you can actually unfold it. So all the 4 antennas on each side are residing in this. The other important part about AX8 is basically...
This is beamforming too? This is just Netgear's technology of streaming and uses all the same stuff that these other brands have?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, Nighthawk is basically promising you the best in performance and the fastest in speeds. Right, so that family, and also You also get multiple ports that you can use. For example, in this one, you have 5 gigabit Ethernet ports that you can use.
Oh, aggregate linking. Okay, so you can combine the two.
That's right.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, you can do WAN or LAN aggregation.
Yep.
So
Okay. Which with the SX10, that's a really powerful switch over there. Yeah. I had a chance to review that. I thought that the SX10 was completely. You would think it'd be overkill, but if you want to network some things in your home, you could really take advantage of that.
Yes. Not only that,
Or a
you
LAN
have
party
Ready
would be good
NAS.
for that.
Yeah, Ready NAS is the other thing. And now even some of the Comcast areas support gigabit speeds, or even more than that, I guess, with the DOCSIS 3.1. So
Some of them have fiber ports. So
8x8 plus a 4x4. So it's even faster. It's like it's not 16, it's 12 streams. It's an 8 stream. So it's like 8x8 for 5 gigahertz and 4x4 for 2.
oh, okay. Yep.
And the other beauty is that this is also one of the fastest processors that's out there in the market. So quad core 2.2 gigahertz.
Is that an ARM processor? What
It's
do
an
you-
ARM.
So it's a quad core.
Yeah, it's a quad core. Jokingly, you can say that you can run Windows on it.
Yeah. And
That's good.
what's the firmware, if you don't mind me asking? Is it similar? I mean, obviously this isn't necessarily specifically gaming oriented, but does the firmware have an intuitive interface like the XR500? Has it got a GUI, or is it just your standard firmware that you have on your normal routers?
Yeah, so for the Nighthawk line of products, we are actually moving to more of an app-based
App style, yeah. Okay.
because
And you work with NetDuma on that?
no, so the Netgear part that's a complete gaming software.
So that's just completely isolated to that. So you guys are designing your own stuff in-house.
So this one is installed and managed through the Nighthawk app. And the Nighthawk app also brings in additional features like additional services, like your, Netgear Armor is one of the services that we have launched in some of the new products. It's not necessarily in there in this one yet, but I can talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other part is that this is also, again, even better than the other one because it also has a multi-gig port coming in. So if you have a 2.5G or a 5G interface, that can be directly connected. So same way, the Ready NAS. And
I'm interested to see if I can get these in for test. I actually work with DDWRT in testing and doing stuff with that, so I work with firmware on that. So where it hasn't really quite gotten it to work on those yet. In the future, I want to see if we can get that DDWRT to work on these routers.
I think most of our routers will support.
Yeah, most of them will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the Qualcomm ones.
All the Qualcomm chip ones. Right? Yeah,
Broadcom
absolutely. Broadcom too, but it just depends.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, which version would be supported? So this one hopefully would be.
Some people do.
Because this is the first router that has WPA3, I want to give you this.
Thank you. David, you should be in this picture.
Since you have the first to support it, I find that extremely innovative, so I want to make sure you have that. For this router.
Take off the plastic.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go get hair and makeup before proper lighting?
Make sure you get a picture of that stuff.
Did you get a manicure?
I got everything, yeah.